Hello, everyone. This is Backyard Musings, broadcasting live from the Double Wide in Apple Valley, California. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
How you guys doing?
We have got a doozy today that we're going to talk about.
We told you yesterday, SCOTUS and POTUS.
Yeah,
and so
SCOTUS and POTUS.
Today is POTUS, tomorrow is SCOTUS. So, bombshell report, huh?
Yep, old Special Counsel Robert Hur, he's lowering the boom on the Biden deal. So.
They didn't announce charges
No.
for improper retention of classified documents.
Right.
The reason is he's too old and senile to stand trial.
Yeah, he used that S word, the senile word. Yeah, that's pretty strong language.
But he's fine to run the nation, right?
Yeah. Of course he is.
So okay. During Hur's 2-day interview with Biden, which was like the 8th and 9th of October, right after the Israeli attack, So they're spinning it as fog of war. He had the fog of war. Biden couldn't remember when he was vice president. Hur said that at trial, Biden would present himself to a jury, as he did during the interview with Hur, as a sympathetic, well-meaning, elderly man with a poor memory. That's a quote. And he also said he is, quote, someone from whom many jurors will want to identify reasonable doubt as to willful intent. Because you have to have willful intent to keep those documents, right? He doesn't have presidential immunity for that because he was vice president, right? Only the president can invoke that or declassify.
Right, and he had some even from when he was a senator, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he
For a long
was
time.
keeping them locked up in his garage next to his Corvette.
Oh yeah, it's locked up in his garage next to his Corvette.
They were safe.
The garage door probably never opened, right?
Oh yeah, well unless he took his garage out or his Corvette out for a drive.
And no Secret Service to guard it. That would have been a good thing to have Secret Service to guard it, but vice presidents, they don't get that.
Yeah,
right?
maybe left Hunter to guard his. Yeah,
that's a good.
You never know.
I never even thought of that. That's a good one. So by not indicting him with criminal charges demonstrates a two-tiered system of justice, right? And Trump was screaming, "Hey, you need to dismiss
my
Jack
case,
Smith's not going to do that.
No.
Jack Smith's got an agenda. And he's a zealot. He's what I would call a zealot.
Yeah, he's got an agenda, definitely.
But it does provide Trump with an ability to cast Biden as too senile to stand a trial, but okay to run the country. That's actually genius, isn't it? On Hur's part.
Yeah, it's
the language that he put in there.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky. I think the way you just explained it to me before we got on, but yeah, I see that.
Yeah, when you hear the word sympathetic, you got to think of pathetic, right there. And he used that word, right?
Yeah.
And think about it. If he is too elderly, too frail, senile to stand trial, what does that say about all the convicts in prison right now, federal prison and state prison? They could run the country.
Yeah.
Because Biden's running the country, but what it really tells me is Biden's not running the country. He's not. Somebody is. Who's handling it?
Deep state. Yeah.
Deep state? Is it the chief of staff? It's not Kamala. Kamala.
I don't think so.
Is it Jill?
She's sympathetic too.
Is it is the cabinet running it? People we didn't elect, right? I didn't vote for Joe Biden. I would never admit that either if I did.
Yeah.
But
I don't believe you did.
But the people who did, the 81 million, including the dead and the ballot harvesting people, they voted for Biden. This is what you wanted. This is what you got.
Yeah.
Right?
Elections matter.
So we were originally going to bring up stuff that he's done in the past, right? But when this report hit, we had to front load it and do our report today on that. So do you remember back in October 2020, before Biden was elected president, 3 months before Trump supporters stormed the U.S. Capitol, right? Nancy Pelosi held a press conference, and she was touting a bill to create a bipartisan commission that could determine a sitting president's ability to carry out the duties of the office, right? And this doesn't have anything to do with Trump. This doesn't have anything to do with Trump, right? That's blown back up in their face, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now,
because this guy is certifiable. I mean, he is. Well, like
is there any doubt?
Senile was the word.
Yeah, now Representative Tenney is calling for Biden's cabinet to invoke the 25th Amendment. That blew up like the Hindenburg.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. Well, they wanted to do that to Trump too. They used that same amendment.
They kept punching it and pressing it. I mean, and he took a cognitive test.
Oh yeah.
Sharpest. They said he was sharp.
He is sharp.
And then Biden refuses to take.
Yeah, what do I need to take a test for?
Exactly. And then so on his press conference last night, right? See, I'm fine. I can run the nation.
My memory's great.
And then he says, Gaza aid, we want the president of Mexico, al-Sisi, who's the president of Egypt, the president of Mexico,
Yeah.
proving his point right there. Do we need anything else?
Yeah.
In case we don't need anything else, here's what we have as elder abuse against Joe Biden.
All right, so confused President Macron from President Mitterrand.
Yeah, Mitterrand's dead.
Yeah, been dead for what, 27 years, 25, 26
Something,
years?
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Macron is the president now.
And that was last month, January 2024.
Yeah. A few days later, he claimed to have discussed the J6 riot with German Chancellor Helmut Kohl, who's been dead since 2017.
Yep, he's
He
dead.
met Angela Merkel,
Yeah,
right?
but that's a name. I mean, he's interacted with her since then, right?
Yeah.
So
well, why confuse him, you know?
Yeah,
A
well-
man and a woman, come on.
most recently, his gibberish during a speech at a Wisconsin brewery.
I've got
Yeah.
the clip. I have no idea how to put it into this show,
What-
but it is gibberish.
You can't even understand what he's saying. I
No.
mean, they're not even complete sentences.
I know he said Great Lakes at the end, and the ooh,
Well, okay.
Saturday, Wednesday. Then during a speech at the ASEAN summit, that's a Pacific Rim type thing, he mistakenly referred to Cambodia as a Colombia.
Yeah,
and
that's close.
October 23. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
close.
both C words, right?
Yeah, different continents, but that's close. Delivering a speech to an empty White House event, Biden extended his hand towards a non-existent crowd, forgetting the absences of guests.
Guests, yeah.
And that was September. That wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
During a speech at the White House Conference on Food, Nutrition, and Health, he referred to, this is wild, he referred to Congresswoman Jackie Walorski by saying, Jackie, are you here? Where's Jackie? Jackie, she was one of those folks who helped me get this bill passed. I don't think she's here.
She did.
She did?
Yeah.
That was a car accident. Her aides were driving and
Yeah,
she was in the
sad
passenger.
deal.
Boom,
Sad deal.
across the, yeah, sad deal.
Yeah.
And he's asking for her after she's dead.
Yeah, and can we forget the time while reading a teleprompter? A teleprompter. He said, "Repeat the line and end of quote."
He actually said that,
Yeah.
right? You're not supposed to say that. You're supposed to
Just
repeat
supposed
the
to read.
line
Just to read it. Yeah.
and
Just
say
gotta read.
like end quote,
Yeah.
right? Come on. So while we all remember this, while speaking at the United States Air Force Academy graduation this past summer, right? He tripped and fell while walking to his seat.
Yeah.
Ba-doom. They had to pick him up.
And then they denied it, didn't they? Didn't they deny doing that too? Or I guess he tripped over something, or somebody
man.
tripped him or something.
Can't.
Yeah,
It's
it was
like
just.
it's
I mean, it was right
filmed.
on camera.
It's filmed.
Yeah, it was on camera. While discussing the ongoing war in Ukraine, he said Putin is losing the war in Iraq. Okay.
Did Russia ever participate in
Yeah, I don't know. Afghanistan. You know, they
Oh,
pulled out of Afghanistan.
other than
but-
supplying, Iran with bombs and stuff?
yeah. No, that was That was the middle of last year.
Yeah,
That was,
yeah. Biden stumbled descending a short flight of stairs at the Itsukushima Shrine in Hiroshima during the G7 visit. That was in May of last year.
Yeah, and again during a visit to Warsaw, Poland, he stumbled while boarding Air Force One. That was in February of last year, about a year ago. Sad.
How many times has he related with a group and said, "Oh yeah, I was raised this, I was raised that." While visiting Puerto Rico, he said, "I was sort of raised in the Puerto Rican community at home, politically." Well, yeah, a lot of the people in Puerto Rico are Democrats.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you identify as Puerto Rican.
I don't know. If I was a Puerto Rican, I'd be a little offended.
Exactly.
Following a speech at the Global Fund Conference, he was unsure about where to exit and wandered around the stage.
He did
That
this
was-
little Pac-Man thing, like he was running from the Pac-Man ghost. Where's
Yeah,
he going?
just
That was
doddering,
crazy.
just doddering
It
old
was
guy.
sad.
It
Sad
is
seeing that.
very sad.
It was
You know,
sad seeing that.
And again, his handlers, what are they doing? They're putting him out in front of this. So like we were discussing the other day, I think a lot of it is planned. I think they're looking to maybe
Fall guy? They
yeah,
could-
do something.
They're
with
talking
this
about
guy.
that now.
Yeah.
Congressman Harry Ford is saying that, hey, we need to seriously talk about a new candidate for 2024. He was
Yeah.
just saying that. Harry
I
Ford
think
Jr.
I think it's gonna be Big Mike.
Mike?
Big Michelle. Yeah.
Oh, nah,
Yeah.
she hates politics. Carl Rove.
Whatever.
Carl Rove said that she hates politics.
Whatever. Well, do you think she'll be running the show? I mean, her husband's already running this show, I believe. So I don't think she'll be just there. She can go out. She won't stumble around.
Barack
At
would
least
have
she
to
can
make it
finish the
sound like it's
sentence.
her idea. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, during a speech to the teachers union in 2022 saying off script, "We go back a long way. She was 12, I was 30. But anyway, this woman helped me get an awful lot done."
That's a little weird.
Weird?
A little weird, don't you think?
That's creepy.
Yeah.
What happened when she was 12 and he was 30?
I don't know. Sniffing her hair? I don't know. Concluding a speech on gun control at the National Safer Community Summit, he said, "God save the Queen, man." Not Queen,
What?
man. Queen, man.
What would you say that for?
God save the Queen. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. While riding his bike on one of many vacations at his Delaware beach home, he fell from his bike.
Oh, I remember that. That was on film too. Yeah, they caught that.
He's too old.
It was one of those laugh-in deals where he just stopped on his bike and just fell over.
Probably, I wonder if his feet were clipped into the pedals.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
and
even
again, you would
hard
have thought
for a
that
young
somebody,
man to get that out.
Yeah, you would have hoped that somebody would have stopped him from doing that. He could have been hurt badly.
He should have had Secret Service kind of running next to him, like hand on the bike, just. I mean, they're fit,
Yeah. And then another speech, he accidentally referred to himself as vice president.
Yeah, going back in the day.
Yeah. And then the other day, in that interview, wasn't that one of the questions? He goes, when was I the vice president?
Yeah. When Special Counsel Hur was, he couldn't even remember when he was vice president. The fog of war. Okay. He's also called Kamala Harris president on several occasions.
Yep. The Harris Biden administration, right?
Well, he calls it what president has ever done that?
Well, we have one now. We can't say that. Biden fell asleep during the climate summit. Well, I don't know if I can blame him for that one.
Jet lag, right?
Yeah, I can probably not blame him for that one. I'd probably be a little fatigued in that.
Elderly man. I mean, they do that.
Yeah, and that was a very very big topic, right?
Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon, when the grandpas were asleep in the chair. That's what it reminds me of. Okay, July 2021, AIDS gave him a note, and he read it. "Sir, there's something on your chin." And then he suddenly tried to wipe it off. Oh, gosh.
While speaking at a campaign rally, Biden erroneously said there were 54 states in the U.S. Well, I think, didn't
that's they want to do.
Well, Obama said 57, I think, right? He'd been to,
I don't know.
Yeah. You don't even remember that?
No,
yeah.
I don't remember.
I remember having a conversation with some people where I used to work, and
They were
Obama supporters, and yeah, they
want
said,
D.C.
We got 50. That's all we got.
They want Puerto Rico.
Oh yeah.
Right? They could probably split Michigan into two. Upper
California.
Lower Peninsula.
California.
Yeah, and trying to get more data. Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
At a campaign event in 2020, he actually said this, quote, "Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids," end quote. Like assuming that all black children, all Asian, all brown, or Native Americans are poorer than whites.
And what's the big deal? I mean, I know kids that have been raised in a poor environment, and they've achieved a lot. They've pulled themselves out of that. And
the parents have a lot to do with that.
They
The
do.
values that they instill.
They do. And then the kids, just the drive the kids have, so it has nothing to do with
The community doesn't
Financial.
raise the child.
Right.
The parents do in that
Yeah.
nuclear family.
Awkward with children. Well, we just talked about that a little bit. Kissing babies and handling an adolescent, telling her not to date guys until she's 30.
Yeah, she was like right up on her too. He was like right up on her too. That's
Wanted to
crazy.
sniff her hair.
Is it past time to let the sympathetic senile man run the country? Is it past time? We either got to invoke and let Kamala give her a shot. I'm all for a female president. Let's let Kamala take a swing at it, right?
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Oh
Let's give her a chance.
That's a scary thought.
Well, thinks what would happen in November. We give her the shot now.
Well,
They wouldn't be able to find someone else to run.
I don't know if she can do any worse than what's happening right now. So, again, I don't think either one of them are really doing much to run the country.
Well, at least she's not senile.
Puppets.
Get him out of there. And let's see what Kamala can do. She's the vice president. Let's see. I'm all for it. Vote them out.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Vote them out.
All right, friends. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow. We're going to be talking about SCOTUS and Hawaii. We'll be talking about that.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
If you like
Want
what
to
you
keep Trump off the ballot.
That's right. If you like what you saw, click subscribe. Tell your family. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Have a good day. Thank you.